Until airtime. Mark, 15 seconds until airtime.
Oregon is going to the Final Four.
The following is a Learfield presentation of the Oregon Sports Network.
And Oregon is going to play in the national championship game.
This is Duck Insider.
We need to get community. We need this thing to be bigger than just our little circle of players and coaches.
Are you kidding me? Touchdown, Oregon.
With 2 seconds on the clock. He hits it!
That's the bigger picture in this thing, allowing the community to celebrate the hard work, blue-collar mentality this group brings to the table.
And the Ducks have won it. The Ducks have won.
We get to struggle together, and we get to have joy together.
The Ducks are Pac-12 champions.
I am so proud right now to be the head coach at Oregon.
Catch me. Touchdown, Oregon.
This is Duck Insider on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield, presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union. People are the point. Now let's go live to the Country Financial Studio to talk Oregon Duck Athletics.
It is senior night for Oregon Volleyball this evening. We've got a lot to tell you about. Oregon head coach Matt Ulmer will be with us in just a little while here on the show. It's also Student Athletes Availability Day, which means heading into the Thanksgiving holiday on the rivalry kickoff at 5:30 on Friday, the Ducks met with the media. We've got a ton of interviews with Jeffrey Bossa, Stephen Jones, Brandon Dorless, Jackson Powers Johnson, Bo Nix. Also, the press conference from head coach Dan Lanning last night. Fun events going on Friday for senior night for Duck football. 17 seniors will be recognized by Oregon football here coming up. After 7 seniors are recognized for Duck volleyball tonight, there's going to be a drone show at halftime. True story. A drone show. And it looks like the weather is going to be a crisp, beautiful fall day. Looking forward to that on Friday. I'm Joey Mack. Thanks for joining us. We're going to kick things off with Dan Lanning here in just a moment. But if you have not yet gotten your tickets tonight to go to Oregon volleyball at Matthew Knight Arena, it's the last regular season match at home at Matthew Knight Arena for Duck volleyball. It's not going to be the last one at Matthew Knight Arena. I got faith. Ducks in a week from Thursday would be hosting the NCAA championships. It would be Thursday and Friday the 30th. Next Thursday is when things would start. And then on Friday the 1st, Oregon football could also be in action that day. It's possible. Just saying. But Oregon volleyball tonight, it's televised on Pac-12 Insider. Knight Ureski's going to have the call on KWVA, student radio station here coming up as well. But 6 o'clock tonight, you're not going to want to miss it. This is a team that has national championship aspirations. And I'll tell you what, shout out to the fans. You broke the season ticket record for Oregon volleyball, and that means that tonight he's actually a good singer. The Oregon volleyball head coach, Matt Ulmer, will be performing the national anthem here this evening. I want everybody to know, just very clearly here, I asked Coach Ulmer, hey, would you consider like shaving your head or dyeing your hair green if we broke the season ticket record? And he was like, no. You can't mess with the hair. And I was like, okay. And then he suggested, like, well, what if I like sang the anthem on senior day? And I was like, handshake. And so he's doing it, and I'm telling you, he's actually going to do a great job. I know he's nervous. I'm saying this before he comes in on the second half of the show. But he's going to do a great job. I won't say that to him in person, but he's going to do a great job. Alex was asking about the football information on the halftime show. Yeah, a drone show. Alex Simpson's here in the studio. His cameras will be capturing the whole thing. Right? Yeah. The Quack Video crew is going to have you covered. All things a drone show at halftime. I know there's going to also be some fun with the new movie Migration that's coming out. We're going to be having some fun with that thanks to the duck. I mean, birds migrating. It just makes sense, doesn't it? All right, let's hear from Dan Lanning. We know that this is a big game. We know what happened last year. Yep. It's kind of all you need to say. Head coach Dan Lanning talking about the rivalry matchup Friday, 5:30. Every time we talk with Coach Lanning, his weekly press conference, brought to you by Alex Stimson and by the Willamette Valley Cancer Institute and Research Center. Fight like a duck with exceptional cancer care close to home. Coach Lanning here.
All right. Obviously, a fun game on the road for our team. It was good to see them, play a good game for 4 quarters and really come out fast. I'm certainly excited about what this week has in front of us, getting to play a great team in Oregon State. Obviously, they've done a really good job this season and consistently do a really good job. So I had a good practice today and ready to get back to work.
Looking back at the film and especially offensively, were there things that stood out that weren't great, or was it as good as it looked like when watching it live?
No, it all went really smooth. I think we wanted to be a little more efficient in the run game. But, beyond that, we were able to hit some explosive passes early on, and to start, your first 6 series and go score all 6, I think speaks volumes.
Short week this week on the holiday. How does that change your preparation and just your overall schedule?
Yeah, you kind of lose your Monday that you typically have. So today we had a Tuesday practice. Your players are getting out there on the field again a little bit quicker than they normally would too. So we just kind of bump it up a day and condensed a lot of stuff into a Sunday yesterday.
Following on the run game, just can you evaluate Bucky's performance last week? It was a little uncharacteristic in that he doesn't usually get stopped or lost 3 times. Just his decision making and play overall.
Yeah, I wouldn't put that necessarily on Bucky. I thought they did a good job of doing some stuff with the front. And I know Bucky would certainly want to have some moments back, but I thought he played well. And there's just some things that we could have done better to handle some of the movements and stuff that they did.
You coached against DJ back in 2021. What are some of the areas that he's grown the most in over these past couple of years since then?
Yeah, I mean, he's a really confident player right now on film. Obviously, he had some, critical runs in their game on Saturday, but he's had a lot of big ones this season. I think, his ability to run the ball is really impressive, but has a big arm, has a strong arm, he can throw the ball down the field, and is doing a really good job of running their offense. I know there's a lot of checks that the quarterback has to go through. He's done a nice job of, incorporating those checks and getting them into the right play.
I wonder if there's an update on Evan Williams, if he came through okay.
Yeah, Evan's doing good. He was out there at practice today.
What makes Damian Martinez just so good?
Yeah, strong runner. I feel like we play great running backs every single week, but he's a special one. I mean, he gets the tough yards. Obviously, their system is a little bit different, so downhill runs. But a lot of those they're able to stretch the defense and then find a hole and hit it vertical, and he does a really good job with that.
Your introduction to the rivalry series last year was obviously a little disappointing in terms of how it played out at the end. I wonder how you'll use maybe the final quarter and a half there as motivation this week, and if some of that still kind of sits with you.
Yeah, I think it resonates with every single one of us, and certainly not far from our mind. They're a good team. We had to go play really well to compete against them, and you got to play an entire game.
Our defensive line has been really impressive this year. I think they're 5th in the nation in sacks. What have you seen from them on tape that that you need to slow down?
Yeah, we have great talent and guys that are executing their job at a really high level. We have good plans for these guys each week, and they've gone out there and they've embraced whatever the plan is. We change quite a bit, each week, and those guys have done a good job of executing whatever we've asked them to do with good talent.
Are there specific things from last year's game that stick with you most, Dan? Like Casey Rogers mentioned specifically, obviously they're running it 19 straight times to finish it off. Are those the things that you've hit on throughout the course of the year, that you'll hit on throughout the course of this week? What sticks out with you most?
Yeah, I mean, really, you look in the fourth quarter and really towards the end of the game, they beat us in all 3 phases, right? But certainly their ability to run the ball at the end of the game was a detriment. Us getting the ball down inside the 10 with an opportunity to score and not finishing, some poor special teams play. We just didn't have our best performance, especially at the end of the game.
How important is it to you to continue playing this game after the season? I realize schedules are booked out well in advance, but is this something that you want to continue when dates become available?
Yeah, I think, games like this are really important, and it would be great if that's something we can make happen and continue to make happen. I know everybody on our end would love to see that continue.
Just from afar, what have you seen from Jonathan Smith this year as far as getting their team ready and kind of dealing with a lot of outside noise with things that are out of his control? What have you seen from him? Yeah,
I've always been very impressed with Jonathan. I mean, I just think that his teams are always playing really good football at the end of the season. They're always tough teams. They can win, in a variety of ways, but they do it their way. It's certainly unique to them. There's not a lot of other people that play that same brand of football. And his teams are hard-nosed, tough kids. They do a really good job.
It's Thanksgiving this week, time with family. I wonder if you could reflect on the fact that you've got a couple father-sons, you've got brothers on this team, and just kind of the family element that you guys have there.
Yeah, I think that's something that we're all thankful for, the connection that we have on this team. We have several coaches that obviously get to coach their sons every day out at practice. I think that's awesome for them. I think we're all thankful to be here at Oregon, and certainly this is a great week to remind yourself what to be thankful for.
Unique circumstance for Mateo and DJ, and brothers have played each other in games everywhere before. The Sewells used to do it here. It's rare where a defensive end and a quarterback. What do you say to Mateo in this kind of situation because of its uniqueness?
Hit your brother. Both great competitors. I think they're probably excited to go compete against each other, and both really talented players. So that's not bigger than the game, and they both know that, and Mateo certainly knows that. So it'll be fun for him to go out and compete. It'll be fun for his family. He's got a great family. I'm excited for them to get to see that.
Yeah, kind of that same note. What have you seen on tape that makes this Oregon State offensive line so effective?
Yeah, they do a good job of moving bodies up front, right? They are one of the best at adding hats at the point of attack and making you be really disciplined in your run fits. And if you're not, they're going to crease you, right? If there's two guys standing in the same hole, they're going to make sure they run to the open one, and they do a really good job of that.
Last year after the game, you said they were the more physical team than you guys. I mean, what do you see from your group this year that tells you that it's going to be different this time around?
We got to play the game first. We're going to find out. Right. We've been physical certainly at times this season, but it's going to take a physical game to be effective in this one.
What are they doing in terms of pass defense, particularly on third down, that puts them in such a good spot? I believe they're holding teams at the pass efficiency is like under 100 on third down. What makes them so effective there?
Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest areas that they game plan week in and week out, and they change up what they do. But they play a variety of coverages, whether it's tight man or versions of, four deep with like spot coverage where they have some two underneath defenders that'll drop out. Some versions of man and zone really kind of mixed together. They have a plethora of coverages that they'll play, and they've done it effectively.
What is it about the receiving core that's allowed them to be so effective despite some height? And both the guys are, I think, 5'8", but still very successful guys.
Speed. They have elite speed. They catch the ball really well. They're where they need to be, and they're a really good shot team. They use their play action. They really use their run game to set up their play action passes, and have done a really good job in the screen game as well. I mean, they're the kind of guys that can catch the ball and take it for 80 yards with the speed that they have.
They're really efficient scoring in the red zone. I think only one time this season they haven't. What makes them so successful down there?
Yeah, they just attack you in a variety of ways. They run the ball really, really effectively in the red area. They use the quarterback, down there as a run threat, and then they have the ability to throw the ball as well and some, target. They do unique things to get those guys open.
When the stakes are as big as they are, but also as sharp as they are, where it's win and obviously the potential to play for a championship, playoff, etc., and a loss, and all of those things could be going away. How do you try to what is the message to the team in that you don't want to make it bigger than what it is, but the stakes are pretty significant one way or the other?
Yeah, our players understand exactly what's at stake here for this game. They want to go out there and have their best performance, and leave it up to them and not to something else.
Great stuff from Dan Lanning. Brought to you by the Willamette Valley Cancer Institute and Research Center. Coming up, 5:30, kickoff on Friday. A little bit of a shorter week. Tom was asking, will you show Coach Ulmer singing on Duck Insider for those of us who can't see it? Oh, Tom! We will do better than that because the person who's directing the broadcast tonight is sitting in the studio. Turn on Alex's mic, will you? Alex, you're taking it live, right?
Joey, that's correct. We're taking it live.
Let's go. Let's go. Alex Stimson will be directing the broadcast that you'll see on Pac-12 Insider tonight, and his crew will be taking the anthem live on the broadcast. And it will be recorded?
Yes, Joey, it'll be recorded. That's correct.
Yeah. And then we will be playing it on Duck Insider probably on Wednesday?
Also correct, on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yes, that's correct, Joey.
Yeah. It takes a village, everybody. It takes a village. When we come back, the village of football players that we interviewed today. Back after this on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
As a local community credit union founded by teachers, OnPoint is committed to supporting the students and faculty at the University of Oregon. And on game day, we're right there with you, on the field, in the bleachers, and in the classrooms. Drop by our local branch today and discover the many ways OnPoint can help support your financial well-being. OnPoint Community Credit Union. People are the point. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity.
Hey Duck fans, we're all about protecting our home turf here in Eugene. You should do the same for your home with Country Financial Insurance. Most home insurance doesn't account for inflation, but with Country Financial, yours can. If something happens to your home, make sure you can rebuild the same house in the same place. Call a local representative or 866-COUNTRY and get a solid defense for your home. Home insurance policies issued by Country Mutual Insurance Company, Country Casualty Insurance Company, or Country Preferred Insurance Company, Bloomington, Illinois. Property must meet age and condition requirements, which vary by state.
Duck Insider continues after this timeout on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies, because feeling full can sound like this.
How did the interview go? I did it! I got the job! I can't believe it!
And like this.
Mom, I got first place at the science fair with my volcano project.
That's amazing, sweetie. Congratulations.
Because when people are fed, futures are nourished, and everyone deserves to live a full life. Join the movement to end hunger at feedingamerica.org/act now. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you out, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, Assistant Smokey Bear. Call me Papa Bear, because I'm grilling up dinner. Do you get it?
Yes, good job.
So, what should I do with all these coals?
Don't just toss them out. Put them in a metal container, because those embers can start a wildfire.
I understand. The stakes are high.
Ha, 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 ha.
Learn more at SmokeyBear.com.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Duck Insider, presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union. Joey Macca, the Quack Video crew, in the Country Financial studio. We've got Matt Ulmer, Oregon Volleyball head coach, coming up in just a little bit. Jeffrey Bassa, one of a couple student athletes from the defensive side of the ball that met with the media today. Jeffrey Bassa on some, I thought, insightful stuff on how last year's game impacts this year's game and some of the keys to success. Friday, 5:30, Ducks and Beavs. Here's Jeff Bassa.
Jeff, a lot of guys have talked about how much you do on the field, but how that comes from a lot of time spent in the film room, how knowledgeable you are. We notice you're always the first defensive player at practice, always, for the last 2 seasons. What are you doing down there for the 20-plus minutes before everybody else gets out there every day?
Yeah, well, I just like to be early. You know, I've always grew up an early person. I like to go down there, warm up, strike shed, or whether that's, striking the sled or little things like that, working on my tackling drills with some of the coaches that are already out there. So,
how do you see that's got to be more than an hour extra a week just before practice?
Yeah.
How have you seen that pay off for you?
Yeah, I've seen that tremendously pay off. Just little things like it showing up in the game. You know what I mean? Some of the techniques that I like to do before practice, and I'm seeing that show up in the film room, like when I'm reviewing the game. So, yeah, I think just continuously just practicing those little things. I want to just master those things, so I got them fully down.
So it would not be a stretch to say that your improvement as a tackler, the whole defense is better tackling this year, but you specifically, you have been, to your credit. It would not be a stretch to say that that's partially due to the extra work you put in.
100%, yeah, no doubt.
What's the team's feeling going into this game, and is it different at all than last year?
No, I mean, it's fully the same mindset, you know what I mean? We it's a huge rival. It's really bigger than us, the history of the state of Oregon and then the history between these two schools. And then, constantly every year just having that, that battle between these two schools. So I think just bringing that message across that, to some of the new guys that are new to this program that are going to contribute to this game is, to letting them know that this is serious.
You faced a lot of talented quarterbacks this season. What has DJ done? What have you seen him do for the Beavers this season?
Yeah, he's 100% changed that offense from last year. You know what I mean? He's back there. He's comfortable. He's making the checks, and he's got them rolling on a high note right now.
Say anything to Mateo this week, just because it's a unique circumstance for him and DJ for that matter. But when he's the one doing the hitting, potentially. Say anything to Mateo specifically about going after his brother? It's kind of part of this game.
Yeah, just a little bit. I mean, I was kind of joking about it right after the game. I think it was the Sunday after the game. I had seen Mateo. I was kind of joking about it, but that's something. I think that's something that he's always looking up forward to. So,
does last year's game resonate with you guys still before this one?
Could you repeat that again?
Does last year's game and kind of how it ended resonate with this year's team and heading into this matchup?
Yeah, well, the thing last year was we didn't finish. We didn't play a 4-quarter game, and they did. You know what I mean? And they deserved it. So, that's just the motto this year. We got to play a 4-quarter game, and everybody's got to be hands on deck. You know what I mean? We got to be great in all phases of the game, including special teams too. So, yeah.
Yeah, and this is a team that I think they possessed the ball for 22 minutes in the second half last week against Washington. What's the key in getting them off the field? Obviously, they want to hold on to the ball.
Yeah, we've got to get stops on third down, and we got to stop the run to get them in positions to be in longer down in distances. So,
is last year's game just playing on repeat upstairs, Joe?
Oh, what was that?
Is last year's game just playing on repeat upstairs in the players' lounge? So that was on this morning, very early.
Yeah,
just on all week.
Yeah, that's something the players literally had to do. It wasn't even the coaches. The players literally wanted that hurt to just sink around the whole locker room and stuff like that. So. That's something that's been around the facility all day. Players are consistently talking about it. So,
you guys in the front seven, how much is that 19 straight runs to end it last year just stick in your craw? Particularly, like Casey talked about how for the D line, it really humbled them last year. How much as a front seven guy does that really stick with you that they finished the game with 19 straight?
Yeah, it for sure did. And that took a toll on us right after that game. We went and looked at the film, and we just weren't gap assigned and little things like that. And yeah, that's something that we focused on this offseason was, specifically stopping that run. And I think that's something that the D-line and the front seven, me and the guys in the ILB room have been doing a great job of. So,
what is it about Damian Martinez that makes him unique, makes him maybe better than other running backs in this league?
Yeah, when the little thing that I've seen on film about him is when he sees that hole that his O-line creates, he's going to hit that hole. So, just a big physical back. There's a lot of good running backs around the league that we're going to face every week. So, ready to face another one.
You room with Steve, right?
Correct.
Tell us a little bit about him, guys. One of a few guys in that senior group who've been here for 6 years. What have you picked up from him these last 3 years and rooming with him and living with him that the rest of us don't, what we do see on the field, what we don't see away from what's on television?
Yeah, I think just his smartness, on and off the field. A guy with, he's got his degree. He has two degrees actually. Yeah, and I think just the type of person he is off the field, man. Real loving, real smart. You know what I mean? A lot of people want to be around him. And then also, when he's at the facility, he's like a second coach out there on the field as well. Communicating, getting guys aligned and adjusted, and little things like that. Yeah, but yeah, for sure, I would just have to say a great guy on and off the field.
That's Jeffrey Bossa talking about this matchup coming up. How about that? The players requested that last year's game just be on a loop. You talk about constant motivation. You can't change the channel. Man. Now on to the offensive line. Let's hear a little bit from Stephen Jones, one of the big men that's been in this rivalry a long time, as he expressed when he talked to all of us today.
Well, going into this game, what's the feeling like? Is it at all different than last year?
No, it's another game. It's going to be really exciting. I mean, it's a Civil War, so it's a great game. It's our rival, so we're just excited. We just got to go 1-0 this week.
What has stood out to you about this series throughout your career, Steve?
It's never been easy. 2018, that was a crazy game. I remember at that time they were talking about the big raincoats. Oh, Oregon's taking up the raincoats. And I remember it literally hit the fourth quarter and it just started pouring. But we used that to our advantage. We were able to come out with the W that game. 2019, I remember it was another big battle. 2020, we went back over there. We lost, and it was rough. 2021, there was a really rowdy game. That was a close one, but we came out on top. Last year, we went over there, and you know what happened. So it's never been an easy one. It's always been one of the toughest games of the year, so I'm always excited to play them.
It's one of the last couple of guys from that 18 class. Seniors will be honored on Friday, excuse me. What does being one of the last ones mean to you, and what does, guys talk about changing culture? Your class was part of that.
Yeah.
You guys, especially you and Panay on the line, but you guys were a big part of that, like you're talking about with raincoats from 17 and that stuff.
Yeah.
What does that mean to you?
I mean, everyone just reminds me of how old I am by saying that. Today we were going out to practice, and one of the freshmen were like, "You got here in 2018?" I'm like, why is that so shocking? They're like, I was in middle school when you got here. So, I don't know, people just remind me that I'm old. But like you said, with culture changes, you try to hold on to the best attributes of the previous culture. So I feel like it's been my duty to hold the standard that we've always had here at the University of Oregon, not just the coaching staff. So that's just been my biggest job. And, you know, stepping up to be a leader, as like they tell me, I'm the oldest, so people are going to look to their elders. So I just try to be a leader of the young guys and try to do the right thing all the time.
What's the feeling like after that block against Cal?
Yeah, that was a fun one. It was just, I was just doing my job, and it turned out how it turned out. So that was exciting. You know, you try to replicate that every single game. So I just try my best.
How much pride do you guys take as a unit, Stephen, that like, you and JPJ running downfield to block for Pat, like, that's not normal. I know that's the play, but like, a whole lot of lines don't do that.
Yeah.
And, or if they try it, they're not that successful at it. How much pride do you take in, not just when you talk about like doing little things, that's culture.
I mean, that's every big man's dream too, is to, me and JPJ got out on the screen and we just saw open field. That's every big man's dream, to go display your speed on film, you know? So to be able to do that with those guys, you know, it's just awesome. It's awesome from a schematic standpoint that we got good coaches that can drop good plays and open up the field like that. So it just makes our job a lot easier. So I just appreciate being a part of a good program.
It's about Oregon State's defensive line. A lot of them you've played a lot. They've got a lot of older guys too. What is it about this group that makes them unique?
I think the biggest thing, both us and Oregon State, we pride ourselves on the trenches. O-line, D-line, that's kind of where our focal point has been. So, you know, I just know going against those guys, we've been going against them the past couple of years, and it's never been easy. So I just know those guys are ready to come play on Friday, and I'm excited. I'm ready for the challenge.
And the stakes are as big as this one?
How
do you try to approach that mentally, where, you know, winning you're in, and the other side is a lot of things could be off the table?
Yeah, I mean, you could approach it like that, or you can just look at it as another game. We got one goal, and it's to go 1-0. So he's got to go 1-0 this week. The rest will handle itself. You go 1-0 on Friday, you reset it on Saturday, you're 0-0 again. You got to go 1-0 again. So that's just kind of mentality that keeps you level-headed and not getting too worried about the future. You focus on the now. Go 1-0. Better catch that camera.
Heard you talking about Thanksgiving food up there. Is there a plan to make sure you guys eat early? You're not planning on a full stomach on Friday?
Yeah, you know, honestly, I don't know. They got to hold me back because Thanksgiving time, my favorite holiday. So, no, I'm excited though. It's not my mom's cooking, so you know, I don't know. I'm excited to play honestly and eat good. So happy holidays, you know.
What's the best Thanksgiving dish?
Man, I was just telling boss man over there, my mom's mac and cheese. Sorry, but your guys' mothers cannot compete with my mom's mac and cheese. We can go toe-to-toe today. I'll tell her bring her best mac and cheese dish. I promise you it'll be the best. So probably my mom's mac and cheese with the turkey. You put a little cranberry sauce on top, get a little 3 triple layer decker on the fork. Great.
That sounds good.
That's great. You know, growing up, I wasn't a mac and cheese on Thanksgiving guy. I've been converted. So this year, my brother and sister-in-law are in charge of the mac and cheese, and I'm just saying out loud here, no pressure, based on what Stephen Jones just said. That was outstanding. A lot of fun. When we come back, a couple other interviews for you from Duck football practice. Also, Matt Ulmer, Duck volleyball head coach. A little pre-match interview. Senior night tonight, 6 o'clock, Matthew Knight Arena. I'll be there. Alex will be there. Scott will be there. Back after this on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Dear roads, trails, and rivers. Ready for some SUV action? Drive family adventures with the Highlander. Make a splash with the RAV4. Or haul fun with the Sequoia. Check them at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. As a local community credit union founded by teachers, OnPoint is committed to supporting the students and faculty at the University of Oregon. And on game day, we're right there with you, on the field, in the bleachers, and in the classrooms. Drop by our local branch today and discover the many ways OnPoint can help support your financial well-being. OnPoint Community Credit Union. People are the point. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity. Dear roads, trails, and rivers. Ready for some SUV action? Drive family adventures with the Highlander. Make a splash with the RAV4. Or haul fun with the Sequoia. Check them at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
This is Duck Insider, presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting a Teenager. Learning the lingo.
GOAT, G-O-A-T, acronym. stands for greatest of all time. As in, spaghetti sandwiches for dinner? They're my fave. Dad, you're the GOAT.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same. Visit adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
I'm Chris Jakimick. I served in the United States Air Force, and I deployed 3 times. So in 2017, I was serving as an Air Force First Sergeant. Our motto in that role is, my job is people, everyone is my business. But unfortunately in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jakimick, to suicide. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide. My service never stops.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
Back at Nugget Insider, presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union. I saw earlier Captain Hiltz was asking, confirming the meaning of FEBU. You saw the cinematic recap. We had some fun with this. I didn't see what Alex's hand said. What did Alex's hand say? Stephen Jones, please bring a leftover Mac to the studio. Yes, Steve, please. Big Grizz, please do that. And then Mark said, "Yeah, forget everybody but us." Yep. That sounds like a good answer. I'll take it. Let's hear a little bit from Jackson Powers Johnson. What a track finish from JPJ, by the way. Just phenomenal. Downfield blocking, that's got to be his dream. Awesome stuff with Jackson Powers Johnson today after practice.
Did you throw shot put in high school?
I tried. So it was the season of track before junior year, before COVID kind of shut everything down. And I started kind of throwing shot put then. Then, COVID took that away with me. I would have been an Olympic champion, but, COVID and all. I was throwing about like 70, 80. No, but I tried to.
I bet about 70 or 80.
Yeah, no, the shoe was thrown. I just got to say, I wasn't trying to be disrespectful to the bow. I go on Twitter and I see that. That's funny. But, no, I just couldn't get it back on. I had like all this finger tape and all my hands, and I couldn't get it back on. So I decided to just take a playbook out of the White Sox and show Joe Jackson it. So
Won the rep.
Won the rep. Yeah. Hopefully that shows in my PFF grade. I don't know if they have a extra little thing there, but that'd be much appreciated.
What's the feeling going like into this game? Is it different than it was last year?
I think it's different every year. It depends on the team that we both have, and I think this one's just a little bit more special because it's one of the last times, rivalry game, I believe it's called, is is played in the Pac-12, and I think everyone's super excited. Everyone's just preparing like all out, and really excited to play that team. They're a great team. Much respect to them, and it's exciting that they're coming to the zoo this year, and all the Autzen fans will be excited and ready to go.
Do you remember what the emotions were like shortly after last year's game? And Brandon was just talking about how you guys had to wait a whole year to maybe get vengeance. What was that kind of like?
It sucked for sure. I mean, it sucked. I think about it all the time. I really don't go to Corvallis anymore. I don't go near it. That stung for sure, especially just because their fans stormed the field and didn't do a lot of nice things to us, and talking crap to my family. I'll take that a little bit personal, but I'm really just focusing on the game right now. But we think about it all the time. That was more off-season fuel. Now we're just game prepping, and it's just one day at a time, and we're excited to play them. They're a great team, and much respect to them.
Last year's fourth quarter's being shown upstairs pretty much on loop.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people focus on defense or special teams, but offensively, Jax, like what are you thinking when you're seeing that upstairs in the lounge?
I look at it and I smile, just because I know that the vibe is different in our building right now. I think normal programs really don't even show that stuff, try and shy away from the past, but to remind us every day that this isn't our state, and to have the opportunity to play a state championship on a Friday night, I think that's kind of special, and I think that kind of stuff just makes you smile, and I just think to myself, good. So, yeah.
It was about this Oregon State defensive line, well, not even just defensive line, really front seven, where
What makes them unique? They have a lot of sacks, a lot of TFLs.
I mean, their scheme is elite. Their coaches do a great job, coaching them up, and they have elite speed. They have elite strength. They do a lot of. They're high effort guys. They're always flying to the ball, and it's they're ball hawks. They're around the ball all the time, and you can just really see that on film. So.
Breaking the tape like you did on the ends going into the end zone this last weekend, was that a ode to DeAnthony, or what was going through your mind when you?
That was definitely an ode to him for sure. I kind of practice the weeks before, we'll practice screens or anything like that. I'll practice breaking the tape because I think I'm fast. I think I hit 13 miles per hour or something, pretty fast. But it was definitely an ode to him. I mean, I think every little kid did that growing up once they saw him do it. So I think it's cool to be a Duck and do a little bit of the track finish. So if the Oregon track team either wants me for shot put or the 100-meter, if they have a 10-meter, I'd be great at that one too. So
if they had a 10-meter, that's an O-lineman in Jackson Powers Johnson. Look, the breaking the ribbon on the goal line though, that was great. That's what you love to see. And also when he threw his shoe 20 yards behind him because his shoe fell off, fabulous. That's what you're here for. You know what else you're here for? Matthew David Ulmer is here in the studio today.
You middle named me.
Oregon volleyball head coach.
Mm-hmm.
How are you?
Great.
Yeah?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay, quick timeout. This is the day that we've been waiting for since August.
The energy's too good in this room right now.
We're back after this on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Dear roads, trails, and rivers. Ready for some SUV action? Drive family adventures with the Highlander. Make a splash with the RAV4. Or haul fun with a Sequoia. Check them at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Hey Duck fans, we're all about protecting our home turf here in Eugene. You should do the same for your home with Country Financial Insurance. Most home insurance doesn't account for inflation, but with Country Financial, yours can. If something happens to your home, make sure you can rebuild the same house in the same place. Call a local representative or 866-COUNTRY and get a solid defense for your home. Home insurance policies issued by Country Mutual Insurance Company, Country Casualty Insurance Company, or Country Preferred Insurance Company, Bloomington, Illinois. Property must meet age and condition requirements, which vary by state.
Dear roads, trails, and rivers. Ready for some SUV action? Drive family adventures with the Highlander. Make a splash with the RAV4. Or haul fun with a Sequoia. Check them at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Duck Insider continues after this timeout on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Wouldn't it be great if life came with a remote control? You could hit pause when you needed to, or hit rewind, like that time you knocked down that wasp's nest. Uh-oh. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. To learn your risk, take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
When might you be buzzed? When you suddenly love everything.
You guys! I love this song! I love these nachos. I love our kickball league! Ugh! I love this guy! What's your name? You know what I'd love? A ride when it's time to head out.
If you see a buzzed warning sign, call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
I love your car. Is this real leather?
Alex Stimpson with the USA hand. Welcome back to Duck Insider, presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union.
One of my friends texted me this morning, and he's like, Can I make a request to U of O to have a bald eagle released in Matthew Knight Arena?
Yes.
I gave him Rumble and Cell, and I said, try your best.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Okay, so for those of you that have been under a rock and aren't sure what's going on and why we're having so much fun today, first of all, in all seriousness, it's senior night for Oregon volleyball, which is going to be really special coming up tonight. Once upon a time, in the month of August, I suggested things like dyeing one's hair to help encourage fans to break the Oregon volleyball season ticket record. We were right on the cusp, right? Like a handful of tickets away when we had this conversation. And Coach Ulmer was like, well, what if I did something like sing the national anthem on senior night. And to that, I was like,
that's it.
And that was it. And then
totally regretted that decision.
And then Coach Ulmer and myself got multiple fans sending screenshots of, hey, I got my season tickets.
Yeah.
A few fans that sent to you and to me saying, hey, you said you were one away, which we said we were one away for like 3 weeks.
So they bought like 4. They bought a family pack.
Right.
Yeah.
And we broke the record the day that you said that you were going to do this.
Yeah.
But, had to build up some energy, and we did. And so I just want to say thank you to the fans.
Yeah.
Shout out to the fans for making it happen. Coach Ulmer has a lot of fun. Obviously, we have fun during this segment. But, man, that's awesome. Oregon volleyball crowds have been amazing.
Number one in attendance on the West, Oregon volleyball. Let's go. First time ever, I believe. That's true.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's really neat.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
It's been fun.
And so you got senior night tonight, and Coach Ulmer will be performing the national anthem. And I want everybody to be assured of this. Coach Ulmer has practiced. I know you have. Coach Ulmer is a very good singer. Just look at the video that the Oregon volleyball team released yesterday of you rehearsing a little bit and getting ready for it as part of your golf cart karaoke.
Uh-huh.
You did great.
Thank you.
You're going to do great.
Thanks.
You nervous?
Maybe. No, come on.
No, you're going to be fine.
I mean, maybe a little bit. I'm not going to hold the mic because I don't want to see the shaking hand, Yeah, we'll just we'll just have a mic stand there.
Okay.
I'm sure it'll be great.
I'm
sure everybody will just be, singing along and enjoying.
So is that what you would like? Do you want it to be everyone singing with you?
I don't know.
Okay. Well,
just no heckling until after. That's all I ask.
Well,
no heckle till after.
And look,
and I'm talking to my team specifically about that. So.
And look, in all seriousness, like we also know, like this is the national anthem, and we've had fun with this. But
yes.
Coach Ulmer, that's why I say Coach Ulmer is going to perform it really well, and it's going to be a great thing.
Thanks.
Yeah. So best of luck.
Thank you.
I'm really sorry that I put you in this position.
I know. Yeah. Yeah. This morning I was just thinking like, why did we do this?
Why did you? I don't understand why that was the first.
Because
thing
I felt like
people
would get a reaction from that, which
they have.
It worked.
But we couldn't.
But then I was like, but then I also have to.
So you're seriously telling me you wouldn't have dyed your hair green?
I should have got like some other performer to take my place or something. I should have.
Is there another Matt Ulmer out there that could have
somebody
performed?
like somebody that people would have really liked, But it's a little.
Well,
late. I think it's a little late at this point.
Next year. Yeah.
Yeah, next time.
The acoustics in Matthew Knight Arena are great. They
Are
host
good?
concerts there
Yeah,
all
okay.
the time.
Good.
So
well, that should help then.
Hey, senior night though too. I know
Yes.
that's going to be emotional, but we should say like planning that it won't be the last time Oregon volleyball is in Matthew Knight Arena this season, because next Thursday the 30th and then December 1st Friday is when postseason would be played at Matthew Knight Arena, and that has been a goal all season.
Yeah,
long.
and our plan is to be home then also. And we'll see if we get any more after that, but that's the goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's really this group of 7 is really a phenomenal group. I don't even know all the records that they've broken, but it's a lot.
A lot.
And they've meant so much to our program, and it's I part of the reason why we did this whole thing was just because we want people to be able to support them and recognize how great they are, and so just trying to get the crowd bigger. So I'll become a monkey, and you'll put me out in the circus, just so that people will come out so that they can see them. And
Look, wait.
Yeah, tell me I'm wrong though.
You put yourself in that position.
You really forced my hand. I really don't think I was volunteering
again,
anything. I think
they
this was
have hair dye that you spray and then it washes out.
Sure. But the
Am
point,
I right?
Sure.
Alex was here that day.
Yeah. It wasn't even that. There was a build-up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So don't even. Okay. That's what I thought.
There was a build-up, but it was your idea that this was the.
Yeah, because
the
of all
wager.
because you were trying to get rid of my hair, and that's a much longer process.
Anyway.
Okay. But, this group is so special that I just really wanted people to be able to appreciate them. You don't know how often you're going to have special teams like this, and these are really wonderful human beings that have given so much to our program and to the university and to athletics. And so I just, I wanted people to support them and recognize how great they are. And so, I just hope it's a great crowd for them tonight. It should be a really special evening for them. They've worked really hard for this, and I'm excited for what, the next few weeks can hold.
Well, and I want to say thank you to you for, this is a match day. This is the pre-match show as part of Duck Insider right now. So thanks for taking the time to come over. Now, I'm kind of curious. I don't know that I've ever asked you this. What's the schedule like for you for your student athletes on a home match day?
Mm-hmm.
Take us through it. I think fans be interested.
Yeah, we do a serve and pass. So our shoot around is at 10 a.m. and we go for about an hour. So we get moving. We do a little stim lift with Coach Rad, and we do a little bit of volleyball, and then we kind of go over the game plan one more time, and then they're gone, and then they come back generally like an hour and a half before game time, and then we're on the court 45 minutes before. So they get that time away. Hopefully there's like a small nap in between there for everybody, just getting themselves ready. But yeah, I mean, and we're pretty traditionalist. Like we have the same routine in everything that we do, so it's always pretty tailored. So yeah, I think everybody's got their routine, and so for today it's a 6 p.m. game, so it's a little earlier. But I think everybody's really excited to go.
6 p.m., Matthew Knight Arena. Knight Ureski's got the call on KWVA. Alex Simpson's directing the Pac-12 Insider broadcast. We've got you covered here coming up tonight. Yeah, it is the 18th. You're right. So USC in town. And I'm curious to go back in time a little bit. You were part of a 4-0 weekend for Oregon Athletics in the desert. And some really nice performances. Got one back against Arizona State and Arizona. What were your takeaways from the weekend?
Well, we got in, and I was able to make the last 3 quarters of women's basketball from our
Nice.
flight on Thursday night, which was awesome against Grand Canyon. And
saw the win.
They played really well, and I thought that was a great win for them. So that was fun to see. And then, ASU, and that was a really humbling match when they came to our place. It was the first time we were swept in 2 years. Still is. So I think everybody was really motivated to play much cleaner, much better volleyball, and we did. And they're a very good team, and that was their first home loss of the year. So kind of repaid that debt a little bit. But that was a nice win for our team. And then we played a pretty complete match against Arizona on Sunday. And then really quick turnaround. We didn't get home until about midnight on Sunday night, and then we're playing here at Tuesday. So we're looking forward to Thanksgiving. We're looking forward to tomorrow, but we have a lot to celebrate tonight. But it was a great weekend, and we didn't get to catch all the football live, but we watched on TV, and that was what a great game for them. So it was a fun weekend. There were so many Duck fans.
Yeah.
In Phoenix,
How about that?
In Tempe, it was nuts. Like everywhere we were going, it was all green and yellow. So a lot of people came to a women's basketball game when we were there. A ton came to our matches. Even some stayed the next day and then came to Tucson to watch us, which was really neat.
That's cool.
So that was a really fun experience in Arizona this past
That's
week.
awesome. Matt Ulmer, Oregon volleyball head coach, joining us. Talking about ASU as well. I mean, a couple really competitive first 2 sets. Third set didn't go your way, but then you were able to bounce back. What was the key there to bouncing back and finishing it off?
Yeah, we were just super error prone in that third set, and then kind of what they did to us at home the first time, they did that again. It was just kind of like a big cluster of everything in one. But like you said, to our credit, I thought we did a great job of flushing that and just getting back to doing what we were doing well. Just trying to remind them that those were the same 2 teams, so we could just maybe take control of ourselves, a little bit better and get going. And a lot of people made great plays. And Carson Bacon had a great weekend. She set a record on Sunday, and I thought she was really big in that Arizona State match as well, and had the big block at the end on Marta, who just their lefty right side, who just careered on us, just owned us, which not many people get to do. So that was a really special performance by her. But I thought, we beat them on a day where she had a great performance, so that was a good win.
You touched on the record from Carson Bacon. That was my next bullet point for you, actually.
You're welcome. Just leading you into it.
Good job.
Yeah, that's what we do.
You've done this
that's
once
right.
or twice.
Yeah.
Tied the program record for hitting percentage in a match. That's hard to do.
Yeah. I was here for the first one. Serena Warner. It was my first year, and we were at Wazoo.
Yeah. And earlier this year, at one point you had someone that was approaching.
Kara was 10-0-11 for 900 or whatever that was. Yeah, Carson. They have a nice little competition, so that's fun. But yeah, Carson was fantastic, and in all different ways. I mean, she was hitting the slide really well. And people knew they were releasing a double block to her. They knew it was going to her, and it didn't matter. She still came through. So again, that's a big thing for us, especially moving forward. If we can get more offensive production from our middles, Kara's been pretty steady throughout the year, but having Carson be able to spread the floor for us, I think that's a really big key for us moving forward. So just to get more balance in our offense.
To that point, like I feel like this season's been an example of like the middles just open it up so much more for you, both offensively and defensively. I know that was a focus heading into the year. It seems like it's been realized a bit.
Yeah, and again, our middle group overall is just so talented. Again, you haven't even seen Oni yet. Just wait till you see her. Colby Neal's been fantastic.
But Oni had the best Halloween costume on the team.
Her Halloween costume was pretty spot on.
Yeah.
It hurt my feelings. That's how good it was.
Ouch.
It was just a mirror right in front of me, and I'm going, you're not wrong in anything you're saying you're doing. Like, I know you're right, and it hurts. That's how good it was.
So talented both on and off
in all ways, and great academics. I mean, they just really are well-rounded. So they are. But Colby's been amazing, and Carson and Kara, again, are record setters, in a lot of ways for our program. So Carson, I think, owns a single season hit percentage for us record. Right. Probably will end up being career percentage record, I think. And then Kara might break that this year.
Right.
So that just tells you kind of what's on the team right now. It's pretty amazing, the type of talent that they possess, and they're doing it together.
USC, bit of a scouting report for 6 o'clock tonight.
Yeah, I mean, they're playing really well. Just dropped a close one to Stanford without Skylar Fields, who might be the best player in the conference, definitely on the offensive side. So if she's back, she's had matches here lately where she's like 8 points a set. I mean, she's just doing some crazy things. She's such a talent. But great setter. Just so many ways that they can beat you on offense. Tough serving team. So it's going to take our best, And again, I know we're going to have a great crowd, and everybody's going to be amped up for senior day, and they're going to get our best shot, and we'll see what we can do.
Yeah, and a quick turnaround. You touched on that. I imagine that this is a match where it's about you. Right, I know it has been all year, but I feel like this is probably just going to be a Oregon plays Oregon. You're going to be fine.
I really do think everybody we played this year, if we play our game, we can, we're going to win. So but that's the test for us is can we get? I still don't think we've played a complete match. I don't think we've had everybody show up one match. We've had some, we've been close, but not everybody. So if we can get everybody on the same page rolling, and now's as good a time as ever here going into the playoffs, right? So I think we're really close to that, and if we can do that, then I just think we're a really dangerous team.
And then coming up on Saturday, I just want to note for fans, in Corvallis, 2 o'clock on Saturday, Oregon Volleyball. That's the regular season finale.
Yeah, pretty short drive.
That's
Come
right.
on over.
Come on up. Yeah, I think you could turn that place green and yellow. You talk about all the green and yellow that was in the desert.
Yeah, I think we could do that. Yeah.
Well, so then I guess look ahead a little bit, huh? Fans, come on up to Corvallis.
2 o'clock
Saturday,
Corvallis.
2
And
o'clock.
Oregon State's been playing great. They have a lot of good wins here recently. Really tight with everybody, so that's going to be another really big match for us. Tough week to end with, but it's great to play really good competition going into the playoffs. That's what we want. We want everybody pushing us, going in the right direction. So looking forward to that one. And Corvallis is always a tough place to play. Yeah. The rivalry, it's always really exciting, and I'm sure that place will be loud, and they're going to be giving it their best shot.
And then Selection Sunday, coming up on Sunday.
3 o'clock Pacific, I think.
There you go.
On ESPN, on the main channel. Look at that.
Look at you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks for feeding that into my ear.
A lot of volleyball on ESPN this year. It's been great.
Yeah, and so we're on the main channel for the first time, I think. For the selection show, which that's a big deal, and I'm hoping that the Ducks will hear their name in a really positive way, and we'll see what the plans are. But I really believe we'll be home that first weekend, in 2 weeks, and then we'll see. I think we're really in the mix. If we can take care of business this week, I think we have a shot to be in the top 4. We're right there with a few other teams, and I think it'll be interesting.
I'm curious too, as you think about the postseason, and I know that's been the goal, right? Like we've talked about it. You have not shied away from it, maybe is the right way to say it. I asked you last week kind of an assessment of where you're at. You touched on it a bit there, but you got to like where you're headed into postseason, I would think.
I think we figured out a lot of things about us. I do feel like the team is in a really good place, mentally, emotionally, physically. And again, I think we still haven't been able to put it all together, but I think we're close to that. And if we can, then let's play whoever they give us, wherever we get to go. I think it's a great opportunity for us, and the group is ready for that challenge. And so again, it starts with tonight, and I think it's a great challenge for us. And the home season has been wonderful. Yeah. Again with the great crowd, and we just want to reward our seniors, and we want to reward the fans, and just have a great experience tonight.
It's gonna be a great time.
It will be
6 o'clock tonight,
and you're gonna be there.
I will be there,
man.
So I don't know if I've actually ever said this to you, and maybe I shouldn't, but I have a hiding spot at the arena where the cameras, Gabe, Alex, everyone else, can't find me. I know the blind spots of the cameras.
Is that so weird that he thinks about that when he goes to the game? Like that they'd be looking for him? Like he's that important?
Yeah,
that people
do you
would
look
know?
for me, Gabe? Yeah, thank you. See that?
Gabe, you had to do that, huh?
See how easy that was? Yeah.
that was.
My sister, though, my sister.
Does she know where the blind spots are?
No.
Okay.
But my sister made the trip not to spend Thanksgiving with me, to watch Oregon volleyball play tonight.
I love it.
That's
and you have to sit with her.
I do, yeah. So I can't hide, which means
let's find him. Let's get him out there.
Yeah.
Maybe preferably while I'm singing. Let's pan to him.
Oh,
and let's see what the facial reaction. Like maybe like my first note. Let's be on him and let's just see how his reaction is.
A single tear.
There better be.
Yeah.
Followed by many and laughter.
No.
Okay, well we'll see.
It's gonna be a good performance.
Be great.
You keep piling on to yourself, self-deprecating. No.
Low expectations.
But you are a good singer.
Will you stop telling people that? Okay? What don't you understand about this? Low expectations. Let's overperform.
Matthew David Ulmer, Oregon volleyball head coach.
Thanks, buddy.
I want everyone to know Tom said that he can't wait for Coach Ulmer's American Idol audition.
I'm just over the age limit.
And then Steve said, can you have the sound of jets breaking the sound barrier right after that Star-Spangled Banner?
With the bald eagle. I think that's
With the
great.
bald
Let's
eagle.
just do it all. There better be confetti
Look,
or something.
There's so many things that we can do with technology now.
That's true. I'm sure you'll have fun with that.
I can't wait for this tonight. Coach,
yeah, I'm so happy for you.
Best of luck. Here's to celebrating some great seniors.
Great seniors. Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate it.
All
Happy
right.
Thanksgiving, everybody, too.
Time out. When we come back, getting you ready for volleyball tonight. Pre-match show continues on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
This is all your fault, by the way.
As a local community credit union founded by teachers, OnPoint is committed to supporting the students and faculty at the University of Oregon. And on game day, we're right there with you, on the field, in the bleachers, and in the classrooms. Drop by our local branch today and discover the many ways OnPoint can help support your financial well-being. OnPoint Community Credit Union. People are the point. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity.
At Shadow Hills Country Club, we're more than just an award-winning golf course and practice facility. Our events team offers all-inclusive event pricing that allows us to take care of all the details while you enjoy your event. Our indoor and outdoor venues offer you a wide variety of fully staffed options that put the focus on you. From weddings to business and social events, at Shadow Hills Country Club Events Center, you get the benefits of a resort atmosphere and amenities in a peaceful country setting, just minutes from downtown Eugene. Call for a tour today or visit shadowhillsevents.com.
This is Duck Insider, presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Sometimes I just cannot believe all the storms we've gone through here.
I can only hope that we'll be able to leave this house to you one day, baby. You're our legacy.
Planning for these disasters will make sure we're safe, and is the best way to protect that legacy.
Protect your legacy. Visit ready.gov/plan for the tools and tips you need to start your emergency preparedness plan today. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Finishing up Duck Insider, presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union. Our Toyota Women's Sports Schedule Spotlight. Toyota, let's go places. You know it's Oregon Volleyball. The Ducks are finishing up the regular season. Senior night tonight, 6 o'clock, televised on Pac-12 Insider, KWVA 88.1 FM student radio station, and the OSN broadcast intern extraordinaire, Knight Ureski, will have the call tonight. He's been the voice of the volleyball team all year and has done a great job. 6 o'clock tonight, Duck Volleyball is in action. And then also on Saturday, 2 o'clock in Corvallis, televised on Pac-12 Oregon. The KWVA crew will have the call for you there as well. And then women's basketball is in action tomorrow. A 6:30, I should say, start in Reno. 6 o'clock pregame show. Chris Clayton is out in Reno for you here coming up tonight. I might have said tomorrow, but it's tonight. Duck Volleyball, Duck Women's Basketball, both in action here this evening. On tomorrow's show, Rob Mosley and I will break things down. We didn't get to Bo Nix today. The crew was exporting that interview during the show today. Just wrapped up right before we went on the air. We've got Bo Nix tomorrow. We've got Rob. We'll break down also picks with Jerry and Jorgie. I'm within striking distance, folks. See you at Matthew Knight Arena tonight.
Hi, I'm Danica Patrick. Watching my nieces grow, play, and learn is amazing, but not every child gets to be carefree. 1 in 6 kids in the U.S. are hungry. This breaks my heart, and it's something that Feeding America is working to change. Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste and gives it to families in need. To help, visit feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by